Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, we help members of the public get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. We give them a choice. They can sit down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and tempt them with a cash offer on the table today. Remember, it's their own cash, and they won't be parted from it very easily.
I'll give another 10, but I'm so near the mark.
Now, if the offer's not good enough, you can place the same goods into an auction in the hope that you will get a little bit more money there. Today, the show comes to you from Chester. There's a great crowd of people. They've brought along their antiques and collectibles. They are determined to do business one way or another, sell for cash or go to auction. But one thing for sure, they want the real deal.
Hello.
It's the first deal of the day, and Helen has a chance of a fashionable deal.
Well, Jackie, look at this exquisite thing you've brought in.
Lovely.
This is something else. It's really very pretty. I think it is exquisite, and it's a little dress top. It's a little cape. It would have been worn over an evening dress.
Yes.
And it would have, the lady would have gone out on the carriage for the evening.
Yes.
And this would have been on top. And it would have been quite revealing, I would think, because it would have been a low-cut gown.
That's right.
And
You
then
can see
this
the
would have
skin
been the
through.
skin tones coming through here. Now, have you worn this, Jackie?
Never. I've tried it on several times. I've taken it out of the bag and put it on, but I've never actually been out in it.
How long have you had it, Jackie?
About 30 years.
30 years?
Yes.
And this has never seen the light of day?
No. It was still in the same tissue paper I bought it in when I got it out to bring.
How could you bear not to wear it? You're just
Don't know.
so right for your colouring and everything.
The neck is so tiny.
Yes, they are.
That it wouldn't fasten around my neck.
It's these tiny little Edwardian
Yes,
ladies.
yeah.
They are so small.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me how much you paid for this
No.
30 years ago?
No.
You're not?
No.
Well, I'm going to put some money on the table and try and buy it.
Okay.
But it won't be a lot of money, so
Right.
don't be upset, because I would find it quite difficult to sell on. £20 on the table, £10 on the table, and £35, Jackie. How do you feel about that?
I think I'd like just a little bit more.
Just a
please.
little bit more?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure that I can sell it for much more than that. You always have another choice, of course. I think I'm going to be mean on this one, Jackie. I do like it. You could never do that work for anything like this money.
No.
But I would find it kind of slightly difficult to move on, I think, for any more than that.
I think we've got a deal then.
We've got a deal, Jackie?
Yes, we have.
You sure you don't want to change your mind and wear it?
No.
Well done, Jackie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, and thank you for bringing in such an exquisite thing.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you.
Now, James, do you have something so exquisite on your table?
It's a family heirloom.
Yes, it was given as a wedding present
Yeah.
to an aunt in 1907.
1907.
Yes.
If I was looking at it, I'd say it was after the First World War, but you can prove that it's 1907, can you?
Well, that was when it was given as a
Okay,
wedding present,
right,
yes.
Okay, yeah. I think this is a strawberry jam dish, isn't it?
Yes.
Which you would have had on your table for cream teas in Edwardian times.
They would have had, yes.
And nobody uses such things anymore, do they?
No, pity.
There are several things against this
Yes.
and a couple of things for it. I'll tell you the things that are for it first, and those are the strawberries.
That's right.
These are pottery, aren't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I think that's a nice touch. That's the best thing about it. Okay, let's have a look at the bottom. We'll put that there. EPNS, plate. It's not silver.
Mm.
And the spoon is not original to it.
No.
It may possibly have come with it at the same time, but this is also a plated spoon by Walker and Hall. This hasn't got Walker and Hall on it, so the spoon really doesn't belong to it necessarily.
I agree with you with that.
And this is just a pressed glass dish. It's got a registration number on it there, which means you could date it exactly. But we don't need to do that because you've told me.
1907.
1907, OK. So it's a little bit of Edwardian nonsense, really. But it's not something that collectors are going to be very interested in because it's plate. And it's not something that's going to be sold to someone who's going to use it, because who uses jam dishes anymore? But anyway, you're getting rid of it, so I'll put a bit of money on the table. I'd like to offer you £20 for it.
No, sorry, no.
Not enough?
Not enough, no.
Do you have a figure in mind that you want to get for it?
I do, and it's a figure that I wouldn't even part with it for £20.
You wouldn't?
No.
Would you part with it for £30?
Definitely not.
Definitely not,
No,
OK. Well,
no.
David's going to give you some advice now.
Well, I get a feeling that James doesn't like strawberry jam.
I love strawberry jam, David, but I'd eat it out of the jar.
OK, I think what's going for this is the porcelain or the pottery strawberries.
Yeah.
Without that, perhaps not as desirable.
No.
It makes it that little bit more quirky. So £30 is a little on the low side. And I think probably James has thought, I'll have that for my strawberry jam.
Yes. I think it's rather sweet.
I think it's quite sweet, but the problem I have with it is that I don't know whether I've got any customers for it. But look, I've got one of these little notes here, 35.
Yes, I'll take it.
You'll take 35?
I will.
All right. Thanks very much for bringing it.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
First deal under the belt, James, but are you happy about it?
Well, I seem to have bought a strawberry jam dish. I didn't really mean to buy this. I didn't think the lady was going to take my money. I was hoping she was going to go to auction with it. Anyway, I bought it now, 35 quid. I might just about get out of trouble, but failing that, make a wonderful wedding present for somebody.
Across the dealer's den, a whole family of piggies have landed on Brenda's table. Now, what's our seller's name?
No, I could never remember your name.
Brenda. Not many of us about, are
There's
there?
aren't. Brenda. So we're not going to forget this, are we?
No, we're not.
No, we're not. And do you know the names of these little piggies?
No. I'm ashamed
Well,
to say.
It's the family...
Annabelle, I think I remember Annabelle.
Yeah, The Family of Pigs by Natwest.
That's it.
And these, you tell me about them, what you know about them.
Right, well, they started off from my two children when they were younger.
Yeah,
And their first lot of pocket money
yeah.
got them.
The babies.
Babies.
Yeah.
And then gradually over the years, as extra pocket money, birthday money, Christmas money, they gradually put the money in the bank, and so every time they reached a certain level,
Yeah.
then they were given, another one would come through the post for them.
Right,
Till they
so these came free.
They came free depending on how much money they'd put in their savings in the
Okay.
bank.
They are an acquired taste.
Yes.
They are for children, particularly, but over the years they've become very, very collectible. To the extent that they did reach quite a high price, probably 5 years ago. And a full set at that time, you could have probably got about £150 for. But what is going for it, you've got 2 full sets. And these, I believe, were your daughters.
Yes.
I did notice on one of them there is a little bit of damage.
Oh, is there?
Did you
Okay.
know that?
No.
Okay. This one here. And here we have a slither of damage. So whether somebody's knocked that off somewhere, because that's been glued back. So there's somebody naughty in your family.
Oh, I don't know which one it is.
Oh,
No, I didn't know that.
Sherlock
Either
Holmes.
there again, they've been stored away for a long time.
Let's put some money on the table, see if
Okay.
we get anywhere with this. We will go 10, 20, 30, £40.
No chance. I wouldn't have that just for one set.
Okay, £50,
No way.
£60, and £70. It's £80.
No.
I'm going to go one more and that's it. I'm going to go £90, Brenda.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think we'll try at auction. I think there's quite a few people who do collect pigs anyway,
Okay.
regardless of whether it's the Natwest piggies.
All right, have you been to auction before?
No, it's going to be experience.
It's going to be really exciting for you. Get a good price for them.
I'll try. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you anyway. Thank you.
Well, Brenda's herded her breed of piggies over to the auction, where they're up for the chop.
£40.
I'm sure they're going to sell.
I hope so.
There are people who like these things. 90 was turned down. I think you did the right thing. Do you think you've done the right thing?
We'll find out in a few minutes.
OK. Here they are now, the Natwest pigs. There are 2 sets of 5. Are they going to make more than 90 quid?
I've got a £100 bid for these straight away. We're going in £10 bids, 100 bid at 100. And 10 is the now. 110 bid, 120 is the now. 120 do I hear? 120 is the now. At 120, 120.
120? What? How much?
130 unbid at 130. 140 do I hear? At £130. Bids on commission with me at £130 at 130. Last chance at 130.
130? Can you believe it? £130. We have to take away commission. That's about 110 quid. Real deal?
Real deal.
Real
Brilliant.
deal.
Thank you.
Coming up, this football fan tries it on with our Brenda.
You're the prettiest one here, so...
Oh, thank
that's
you.
why,
Are you after my money?
Yeah.
Will the Duke get a result?
Goal!
It's
I'm
childhood.
telling you, I'm getting excited about this because...
Who will score? Find out in a moment. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Chester. Across the dealer's den, James is going to amaze you all with his powers of deduction.
You brought along a little mahogany box.
I have.
And I'm going to guess that they've got surgical instruments inside, or medical.
I'm not too sure what they're for.
Ah, right, OK. It is a part set of, at first thought said surgical instruments, because I can see scalpels there. But I'm looking at this, and that is a file.
Maybe for sharpening them.
No, not for sharpening them. This is almost certainly for a vet. So it's a set of veterinary instruments, and you'd have used a file for sawing hooves and teeth.
Oh.
Normally, these little things can be post-mortem sets. So this could be a veterinary post-mortem set, and in which case you have some hooks, 3 hooks and chains so that you can hold open an incision to grub around inside and see what's going on. So I'm thinking this is a general jobbing vet's case of instruments, which he would have taken out to farms and whatnot with him. So how did you get hold of it? Do you have vets in the family or surgeons?
No, but my father-in-law used to work in publishing, and I presume because my husband has also been in publishing, that it was to do with that, to do with leather.
No, definitely
because he was a binder. A leather binder, my husband, so...
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that, you know, this would have been second-hand by the turn of the century, by 1900. Right. And lots of these things were bought by people to use for other purposes. So, you know, if he was interested in leather working or something, you know, perfect to buy some little scalpels for that reason. So you've got 3 scalpels, and you've got this thing here. That is a lancet.
Oh, right.
So that's for either bloodletting or a gum lancet for lancing abscesses in the mouth. And I can see that this one's got a name on it, maker's name, and I think it's Woods of Manchester. They were prolific makers of all kinds of surgical instruments. So you've got good quality surgical steel, obviously, and bone handles on all these things. Alas, not complete. You've got a pair of forceps or scissors here, gone, and also something missing from in here. And that makes a huge amount of difference to the value.
Right.
Because it's jolly difficult, believe it or not, to find the right period scissors or forceps to actually fit in that slot. So the handles would go there. So when I'm buying it from you, I've got to bear that in mind.
Yeah.
I'd like to offer you £30 for it.
Well, I think because I've had it such a long time, it's worth more than that.
Well, the fact that you've had it a long time doesn't make it valuable necessarily.
But if it's 19th century too, it's worth more than that.
Well, the problem is, as I explained, that it is incomplete. So it's not going to be worth a lot more than that. I've got to make a little profit. So I'll make you one more offer. I'll take that away and replace it with that one. So that's £40. I think, honestly, that's as far as I want to go for it because of its incompleteness. So we've got a deal?
Yes, thank you.
You're happy with that?
Yeah, we'll
Excellent.
have a deal.
Well, thanks very much for bringing it.
Thank you very much, James.
Thank you.
Oh, animal autopsies. That was a bit grim. Come on, Brenda. Have you got something to cheer us up?
Well, why have you brought me football, a woman, for goodness sake?
Apparently, your father was a footballer.
Yeah,
And
my brother's a footballer.
your brother's a footballer, and you're the prettiest one here, so...
Oh, thank
that's
you.
why,
Are you
I
after
thought
my
it-
money?
Yeah.
I thought so. Cheeky thing.
Isn't everybody?
Oh, thank you. Cheeky. All right.
No, and what transpired was a few years ago, my partner was selling the house in Liverpool. We dug out this and one or two other things.
Yeah.
We thought we'd keep it like, and we thought we'll
Have a
bring it
go.
along and see what transpires,
Have
basically.
a go. So not sentimental value with it?
No, no.
Can I have a quick look?
Certainly, certainly.
All right. And first of all, what comes jumping out at me is Sir Stanley Matthews.
That's correct, yeah.
He wasn't a Sir then,
No.
but a fabulous footballer.
Yeah, yeah.
Blackpool he played for, didn't he?
That's right, yeah.
This was this 48, 47?
48,
49. 49?
Yeah.
It was a time that my dad was playing as well.
Really?
So all the names in here
Yeah.
will just ring in my head
That's
from
right.
childhood because, you know, Dad was a player manager for various clubs. Oh, and you've got the whole England
English
team here.
team.
You've got Stanley Matthews
That's right.
here, and who else have you got? You've got
Swift, is it?
Yeah,
Tommy,
Swift.
Tommy Swift.
Finney.
Yeah.
They're all in here.
They're all there, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you've got all these autographs.
That's right.
We've got Busby in here as well, have we?
Yeah, but it's not signed. He hasn't signed it. That is a shame.
I would have liked that. Well, I suppose I ought to get some money out after this
That'd
long
be very
chat we've
nice.
had.
That'd be very nice.
20, 40, 60, 80 pounds.
Well, I think it can go a little bit more, to be quite frank with you.
All right. 100 pounds.
It's a bit of a conundrum.
Look into my eyes.
A bit of a conundrum.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of asking David?
With pleasure. You can see the expert.
I'd love to see the expert, yeah.
All right.
Just to ask his opinion, you know.
Goal!
His
I'm
childhood.
telling you, I'm getting excited about this because there are some fantastic names on this.
There is. Yeah, there's a lot in there.
You know, surely there are football memorabilia people and collectors that want those names.
I would have thought so.
I'm going to say to you, hand it over to the auctioneer. Let's see if we can really score in the sale room.
That's good. I totally agree with you.
Well, you've heard from the expert.
Yes, I
Yes. Okay. So if I put 50 to make it 150 on the table, it wouldn't matter, would it?
No.
Right. If I put another 50 to make it 200 on the table, that wouldn't matter, would it?
No.
No.
No. I think it's a very fair offer, Brenda, and but I think I'll take David's advice and
Be the gambler that you are.
be the gambler. I am.
Okay. Well, I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you very
Hope
much.
there's some memorabilia people there.
Hopefully,
And
yeah.
all I can say is, back of the net.
That was a lot of cash for Brenda to put down. She must have really wanted it.
Now, for me today, this was the star prize. It was obvious at the end when I offered the two £50 notes that I wasn't just buying it for buying sake for the shop. It was going to go into a collection, just with all my dad's things. And so sometimes people don't appreciate, us dealers get quite emotional about things, and it was an emotional moment. So really, he should have grabbed my hand and taken the money, because that was a really good offer.
So, Nick, that was a fair amount of money to turn down. Will your gamble pay off?
Brenda Harlow offered 200 quid.
That's correct.
Why did you turn that down?
I think it could be worth a bit more, to be honest with you.
You've got a
Hopefully.
£120
Yeah.
reserve on it. It's a very modest reserve.
Yeah.
You've gambled
Yeah, give it a shot.
that the buyer is here.
Give it a shot.
The question is the buyer here? We're about to find out. Coming up now.
Lovely thing. What do you say for this one? Where are you football fans? £100 a bid straight away at £100 and 5. At £100 a bid here at £100 and 5 is an out, £100 and bid. And 5 is an out, 105, 110, 115 you're bidding now.
It's creeping, it's creeping. I expect you to go better than this.
At £110 only at 110. At £110 we all finished at £110. I can't sell it, I'm afraid, so we move on.
This is not a bad day, this is a good day. It didn't sell for the money it deserves to sell. The real deal was with our dealer, Brenda Haller.
Yeah.
Brenda, you scored, girl. 200 quid, you were right. Real deal.
Now let's head back into the dealer's den where Helen's meeting Alan, a man of few words.
What have you brought in today? Tell me about these.
Just a couple of Oriental plates.
A pair of very nice Oriental plates. I particularly like the dark blue. I think it's very rich looking. Now, how long have you had these plates?
About 35 years.
Well, I think they're very interesting plates.
Yeah.
I think they're probably into the 20th century, just on the border maybe. And they're what's called Arita ware. Now, the really wonderful Arita is 17th century Japanese.
Yeah.
And it was copied so much by the Chinese in the 18th century, and then again it was copied by European factories,
Yes.
late 18th into the 19th century.
Yes.
And then the Japanese started to reproduce it again in the 19th century. So where did you get them? Do you remember where you bought them?
From a house clearance.
And that was 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, they've been tucked away for a long time. So let me put some money on the table and see if you like my offer. If not, the choice is going to be yours. 50. 2 50s. £150. How's that looking to you? £150. That's a very definite shake of the head, Alan. What if I make it 200? £200. No?
No.
Can I tempt you a little bit further?
Yeah.
220.
Maybe a bit closer.
Am I getting closer?
Getting a bit closer.
Well, there's 220. Another 20. £240. Now that's me getting very, very close to where I want to be, Alan.
A little bit more, please.
Alan, I think I'm there. I think I'll put another fiver on the table just to show good willing.
Yeah.
There's 245, and that is my last offer, my dear. The choice now is going to be yours.
That's fine.
We're going to have a deal?
Yes.
Well done, Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for bringing in
Thank you.
such nice, clean objects. And it's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, Brenda meets the bard.
What do you think?
But will she get the reply she wants?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
Hello, Vic.
Now, forsooth, a figure of Shakespeare with a dodgy hand has landed on Brenda's table. Let's hope this deal won't be a comedy of errors. Our very own wordsmith, the Duke, is watching the deal with auctioneer Robert Stone.
I bought him about 4 or 5 years ago at a local fair. He had a little bit of damage.
Yes.
And I restored it myself.
Right. Well, he is 19th century, and he is possibly by one of the factories, Copeland factories, maybe somebody like that. There are no marks on it whatsoever. Parian is the blank. There's no painting on it, etc. It's just the clay itself. And it does imitate marble a little bit, but it is a clay. He's not of great value. We're not looking at thousands, but there is a little bit of value to him. Unfortunately, with the hand, once a piece is broken and then it's restored to whatever extent it's restored, it is a restored piece. So we have to tell people that. So it brings the price down a little bit.
Robert, Parian figures, how well do they do in your sale room currently?
Well, they're not doing as well as they have done, David. I mean, it is a fact that these things have dropped down in price a little bit. And if they're damaged, you know, that is not good news. And also, if they're not marked, that's not very good. Robinson, Leadbeater, they were the ones that made the best. And also Copeland as well.
What we've got here is a figure not marked. There's no Copeland mark, no Leadbeater mark on it. But what is good about it, it is the bard himself, it's William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Now, the independent value, as I said, 100 to 150. But what are you going to say, Robert?
We're saying about 100, 150 pounds as well, so we reckon it's the same sort of money.
OK. Let's see what our dealer Brenda puts on the table, to buy it or not to buy it.
OK.
All right, let's start with the purple ones. I like the purple ones because they match the table. 20, 40, 60, 80 pounds.
Definitely no.
Let's do 100 pounds. That's quite a nice round figure. What do you think? Oh, you're saying yes, take it.
200's a nice round figure as well.
Not for me.
No.
Now, if it had not got the hand situation, that's what we'd be looking at, I think. I think I'm going to go 110.
110 pounds. What do you think?
Putting the pressure on the auctioneer, putting the pressure on everybody. But, you know, we'll have a go, David. It's that's the name of the game, isn't it?
OK. Auctioneer thinks not bad, but perhaps it's worth more in the auction room. I definitely think it's worth more in the rooms because of the subject matter. I need to get in there and tell our seller.
Without the restoration to the hand, I think he'd be maybe 300.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do.
Hello,
To
Dave.
sell or not to sell? That is the question a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
The great bard himself. Yep. Now, in recent years, these are not doing as well in the sale room as they used to do. The independent valuers and the auctioneer, they're pretty much in unison, 100 to 150 pounds. It might, and I say might, do a little bit better than the 150 that they predict. But I'm going to warn you, because of the restoration, it may scare them off. I do believe, because it's William Shakespeare, you have a reasonable chance of getting more money.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. Yeah.
OK, I'll put another 10 on. We'll do 120. But I think that's where I want to leave it.
I think I'll go to auction.
You go to auction?
Yeah.
OK, and then you'll see where you go with it.
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you.
Now tell me, how much did you pay for it in the first place?
£70.
Well done.
Has everyone made much ado about nothing with Shakespeare's hand? All will be revealed in the sale room.
Why did you turn the 120? Because I think that was a good offer.
I thought maybe just a little more I might get a top.
OK, the reserve is 100. Is he right? Is he going to get more than 120 after the deduction of commission? I think not, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you, mate, so it's coming up now.
Parian figure, Shakespeare, how much? £80 bid straight away at £80, 85, 90 is the now, £90 anywhere now. 85 and bid at 85, 90 surely now do I hear. At 85 bids here at 85, 90 anywhere now. At £85 bids here at 85.
Struggling.
90 do I hear.
Restoration is perhaps holding it back.
Here with me at 85, 90 quickly now. £85 then, last chance at £85, all quiet and done at 85.
OK, Gavel's gone down. £85 in the room. I can see the look on your face, Vic. I can see you're not that happy. What's your feelings now? What's your thoughts?
Disappointed.
Should have taken the 120.
Yeah.
I think I was in favour. You had a chance of doing better, but on the day, the buyer was not here. It brought 85, it didn't sell. I have to say, Brenda with the purse, that was the real deal, girl.
Now, will the luck continue over on James's table?
Which of you owns this vase?
It's our father's.
Your father's?
Yeah,
So why didn't he come on the podium?
It's a pushover.
Yeah,
He's the pushover.
Yeah.
pushover than we
Okay,
are.
so you forced him to bring his vase along so you could come on the programme, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. OK, it's a Morecroft vase, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's an enemy pattern. Quick look underneath. And we've got Morecroft painted signature, impressed signature, and you've got the label on it which shows that it's the late Queen Mary, late 50s, early 60s, that kind of thing. Did he buy it new? Was it given to him?
It's inherited it.
He's inherited it?
Yeah.
OK. How long has he had it, do you know?
About 3 years in the garage.
In the garage?
Yes. Yeah.
So he doesn't reckon it at all, does he? He doesn't value it. It's not much I can say about it. We've established the date. It seems to be in good condition.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put some money on the table. See what you think. Let's offer you
Not got very much, has he?
20, 40, 60, 80 pounds.
It's not a bad start.
A start?
Not a bad start.
You're shaking your head and you're saying it's not a bad start. I'm not going to get it for 80, am I?
No.
Right.
Put the Monopoly money away and get some real cash out.
We'll put that one down. So that's 100. I don't see it myself at a huge amount more than that, but I'll make you one more offer.
Okay.
So I'm going to put another 20 on there. So that's 120. And I kind of think that's about where I want to be with it.
I think I'd like to take a gamble and go to auction.
Well, very good luck. I hope you do well in auction. Thanks for bringing it.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thanks for your help. Thank you.
Coming up, will the girls' gamble pay off at auction?
Fingers crossed.
And Brenda doesn't hold back with her bids.
I've gone in heavy to start with because there's no point wasting any time, is
No,
there?
straight to the point, yes, exactly,
Okay.
no problem, yeah.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Chester. Earlier, sisters Julie and Lisa turned down James's offer for their Morecroft vase.
So that's 120.
I think I still would like to have a gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, it's time to see if anyone in the sale room will offer more than James, or was he right on the money?
I want to know why you turned the £120 down, Julie.
Well, we want to try and get as much as we can for Mum and Dad, obviously. It belongs to them, and they want a holiday. They've just retired, so
OK.
they
Lisa,
want to get away.
what do you think? I mean, do you think that was a good decision to turn down 120 quid with no commission deducted and come to the auction where there's 15% to come off? What do you think?
That just depends, doesn't it, on what sort of, people are out there buying at the moment.
Well, absolutely. I think it's a great lot, but at the same time, I'm going to say to you, I think James's offer of £120 was realistic. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Lovely lot. How much for it? £100 I bid for it straight away at £100 then bid at 100. And 10 is the now. 110 bid. 120 is the now. At £110 then bid. At 110, 120 I have you. 120, 130 now. 120 I have over there. At £120 bid there. 120, 130 anywhere. At £120 bids there. At 120 and will be sold. With you, 120.
OK, Gabler's gone down at £120.
OK.
Now, this is when it gets a little bit tricky. There's good news and there's bad news. We have a commission to take away. I make it 102 quid.
Right.
What is your reaction to that?
Well, it's a chance you've got to take, isn't it?
It
You've
is.
got to, you win some, you lose some, so...
Will you be satisfied, though, going home with, I think, about 102 quid?
Yeah.
On the day, the real deal was with our dealer, James Lake. Good on you, James.
Now, our Brenda is known as a tough negotiator. But in today's final deal, Dave might be a match for her.
So what have we got here? We've got a full sovereign.
That's a full sovereign
From the Millennium.
From the Millennium, yeah.
And it's proof, which means it's not been out of its little wrapper.
Exactly,
at
never
all,
been touched.
Which
Yep.
the collectors like that.
Good.
And then we've got a half sovereign, which is 1982,
Yep,
in a 9-carat bracelet,
Bracelet.
gate bracelet.
that's right.
Whose are they and why are you selling them?
Well, the bracelet was my wife's. I bought it for her many years ago, and she never really wears it. The sovereign we bought as an investment for the Millennium. We bought two. Daughter's got one, we've got the other one.
Right.
And with gold the price it is now, we thought, well, why not?
Okay. So I suppose I should get some money out.
It would be nice, yeah.
I suppose you know scrap value?
I have a very good idea of the scrap value, yes.
Oh, you've been on the internet, haven't you, checking it all
I
out?
might have, yes.
Thought
Yeah.
you might have. All right, we'll get the purse and see where we go. 50, 1, 50, 200.
That's a very good opening offer. Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
Me, I was a transport manager. I've
Okay.
retired now.
Oh,
yeah.
so are you used to negotiating contracts?
Yes,
Thought
yes,
you
in the
were.
past, yeah.
I
yeah.
thought so. Okay. Now, you know we have to make a little bit of profit.
Of course, that's
So you're going to allow me a
perfectly-
little profit.
Perfectly allowable, yes. So
Okay.
yes.
220. I've gone in heavy to start with because there's no point wasting any time, is
No,
there?
straight to the point, yes, exactly,
Okay.
no problem, yeah.
So you're going to allow me a little bit of profit?
I will allow you some profit, certainly.
Mhm.
I know what profit margins I used to work at.
Uh-huh.
So I think you can afford a bit more, a more generous offer for me.
Okay, I will do my best. Let's take that one back. We'll do that. 250.
Very, very close.
Right.
Perhaps I could squeeze the pips a bit harder, possibly.
I'll give another 10, but I'm so near the mark. So I think 260 is where I want to be.
260, yeah. And I think we've got a deal.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Thanks very much for that.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Well, Brenda's not often bettered. How did the rest of the dealers do today?
Thank you.
Helen laid the plates down for £295 and the Edwardian collar for £55. James doesn't think he'll ever sell the jam server, but he did let the vet instruments go for £50.
Thanks very much.
Brenda's bracelet was sold over the internet to someone in Australia for 110. She's keeping hold of the sovereign for now.
We've had a great day here in Chester. There's been loads of action, lots of buying, lots of selling. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. Bye for now.